Da 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 podcast. Da 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 pow pow. Da 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 da. Welcome to the 7th episode of Pow Pa 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 Pa. I need to learn a song apparently. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another wonderful webcast of called Power On Webcast. I'm a BW champion. We're going to be talking about a few topics. On the left side, if you guys haven't seen this before, if it's live, you can't click on them, but these are the topics on the left-hand side. But if you're watching this late and this is on the uploaded version, you can click on those if you want to jump to a certain topic if you don't like. For example, if you don't like Mario and you hate it so much, skip over it. It's all good. But yes, it's been a crazy, like last week it didn't seem like there was that much like rumors going on about the Nintendo Switch, but this week it seemed like there was a lot more rumor and discussion. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic, which is Zelda, Breath of the Wild, the game that I really want. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. He wants to be played right now. So The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, when they revealed it or showed it off at E3, one of the things that that I discussed in a game tout was the fact that they said the Nintendo NX is scheduled to be launched in March. I forgot when they said that, but they said March of 2017, and Zelda was scheduled for 2017. I remember, like, I don't know why, but not a lot of people caught that information. Where basically they didn't say March, like the Switch was being released in March, and they never said that Zelda was going to be released in March. So, when you think about it that way, I can't say that Zelda's delayed, but the rumor has it where it's not going to be a launch title, meaning it's not going to be launching in March. My opinion on that is I'm really sad if that's the case, because I just been waiting for this game, really, for a really long time, and I'm actually not too like angry with delays because I like when games are just a lot better in general, and I like the end result when it playing the final product like Ocarina of Time. They delayed that one a couple times, and of course Twilight Princess, and the games they were really good. One of the reasons why the Wind Waker kind of fell a little short was because they didn't delay it to add the dungeons that they wanted, and you could tell right at the end of the game, it kind of like just goes, the hell just happened at the end of the game? Like it seemed like there was going to be much more, and now I'm fishing for the Triforce pieces in the water. So delays are usually good when it comes from Nintendo. Nintendo's usually really good with that. The problem with it is the delays just keep coming, don't they? Like, what in the world is going on? If you think about it, Skyward Sword came out in 2011, and this game, let's just say that they push it, and it's going to be in fall of 2017. That's 6 years between a 3D Zelda game. That is freaking crazy. Hey, it's Joe So. How's it going? I'll go ahead and put the comments on here. You can see my testings. But yeah, no, it shot me through the heart when I saw that news, and I want to say that I wouldn't buy the Nintendo Switch because it's not launching, but we have Mario, and I'll talk about Mario in a second, but again, it just crushes me. You don't know, or I guess you guys do know, like the pain that's in my heart on like and it's not coming out in March. I was like counting down the days to play Zelda. And again, this is all rumor, so we don't know when Zelda's going to um, be released, but it's a pretty solid source, which I say Eurogamer's a much more reliable source than Emily Rogers. But she's been getting a lot of things right lately, but she's been wrong a lot of times too. But since I saw that Eurogamer's, also posting about it, and those were one of the two sources that said this, it's like, man, that's a big blow. My goodness. So, Teardrop, I really hope that this delay, that they fix all the bugs and add a couple dungeons. Let's have a second quest in here. Come on. Do it. Do it. Yes, Satellite. Let's kill them all. Ah, really. It's I literally have no words. Like it just angers me. Just look at his eyes. He's so happy about it. He's so freaking happy about it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Super Mario. Let's go ahead and zoom in on Mario. Hello, Mario. Oops, my mouse is on his ass. So, a lot of Super Mario talk lately. We have a Super Mario Run coming out for the iOS, only for Apple, which is stupid because I have an Android phone. But Super Mario Run is coming out, and they listed it. It's going to be $5, $10 for the game, and they showed a new trailer. Which again, the game looks really really cool, um, but I don't know if it's worth $10 in my opinion. I literally thought Nintendo was gonna, if they were smart and they put it to 99 cents, it could be as big as Angry Birds, and just imagine, like, Angry Birds like has an install base of like 100 million like downloads, I think, and that was like years ago, so it's probably way more than that. But 100 million, and for 99 cents, they would have had $100 million with that. Raising it to $10, I actually think that it's gonna sell well. It's Mario. Mario sells. He sells, but I don't think it's gonna hit the number that they would have hit. That's my opinion, at least. I just think it's like Satellite's saying, it's a little bit steep for what I've seen so far. Like the trailer, it looks like a fun game, and I would play it when I'm bored and stuff like that. But I don't know if I would play it that much. I don't know if I would enjoy it that much. I don't know. So it's a mixed feeling because it's Mario, and at the end of the day, I'd probably buy it anyways because I'm a Nintendo fanboy and I buy all the Mario games. But as of right now, it's not like grabbing me. So I don't know. Another Mario thing I wanted to talk about was the big rumor right now. All right, it was about last week. It's bleeding into this week, but the voice actor for Mario, um, his IMDb got updated and then removed. So updated, removed, but basically it said that he's voicing Super Mario Galaxy 3 and then also Super Mario Sunshine HD. Um, Now this is where it's like I don't know because IMDb, they've got movies wrong and stuff like that before, but usually they update stuff with reliable sources. I don't know if it's the creator that actually updates the stuff or like I don't know who updates these things, but why would they just add those two games onto the thing? I don't know. Would I love to see those two games? Hell yes. Sunshine is one of the best games, one of the best Mario games out there. Very underrated, and I think it's more just because it's actually a hard game. It's one of the more difficult Mario games, but the gameplay on it is just fantastic. As for Super Mario Galaxy 3, that is the game I want. That's the one that I want to for them to make, and I want that to be the launch title. What we've seen right now with this Mario, I don't know if it this could be a Galaxy game. I don't know. The only reason why I say that is because there's like the moon in the background, and there's like stars. So like it's definitely like a lot more prominent than usual in like other Mario games. So it could be that this may be just a section or a hub of Super Mario Galaxy 3. Who knows? But if it is Mario Galaxy 3, I will like cry one less tear that Zelda's not gonna be a launch title. Um, and I would love this because again, when I was saying, and I said this not last week but 2 weeks ago, I think it's a mistake if Zelda and Mario are both launch titles. So if Zelda's not a launch title, Mario definitely should be, and it would just be fantastic if those ones were um, true. The Sunshine and Galaxy, that'd be fucking sick. I hear the rumor I hear is it combines elements of every previous Mario. That would be pretty cool. I also heard it's closer to Sunshine in style. I could see that. The only thing is, he doesn't have the flood, so it doesn't really seem like it's Sunshine related. Of course, there's not really like graffiti or anything like that on here. But as far as the overworld hub, I would say 64 and then Sunshine and Galaxy a little bit. I don't think Galaxy went too far in the hub. Like that hub was kind of weak, but Sunshine had a really good hub. Like I really liked Delfina Plaza, and if they're making like basing it on like those ones, I would say build it off of Sunshine and have like that sort of style, which it seems like this very well, but could be like a Delfina Plaza type hub right here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, no, see, um, Satellite's just saying it right there, or basically the world design and stuff like that. That's exactly what I was saying. Like get that style, um, and like kind of build off that. I think that's very smart because Sunshine was freaking awesome. But as far as like the platforming things go, like I don't know if you remember in Sunshine, but you would go into uh, these worlds and then you would do platform levels. Those platform levels is basically Mario Galaxy minus the weird gravity. Um, but yes, Super Mario Mexico, he helps build a wall. I would love to see that be a launch title if so we don't get Zelda. Um, And I think that's all the Mario news that we really saw. Again, these are all rumors. Have it with a grain of salt. Have it with 2 grains of salt. But it's always cool to discuss rumors. So let's go ahead and talk about Nintendo Switch. I know we've been talking about it already. But the Nintendo Switch! Its price and launch. It's another rumor. My God, there's rumors flying everywhere. But Nintendo Switch, the latest rumor in price land is saying that it's going to be 199 and the top tier one, which would like include a game and like maybe a couple other things, would be $250. If so, if this is the case, I still think it's going to be more like 250 to 300, it possibly even 300 to 350. Please don't hit 400 because that's where you're going to lose people like completely. But I still think it's going to be a little bit more that way. But scenario time, if it was 199 for the lowest one, that would be fucking phenomenal. Excuse my French. Um, it would be amazing if it was that price. It would sell like hotcakes, in my opinion. And I can't remember. Is the Wii U? Is it 200 or is it 250? Like, if it comes out and it's already less than the Wii U, that would be fucking insane. Or even at the same price, which I still don't get why they haven't lowered the price for the Wii U. Nintendo like just doesn't like money apparently. Um, I don't know, just Nintendo. They hurt my head. You know what? I just remembered. I was thinking of topics to think of, and I forgot to talk about the Nintendo Mini. I'll cover that in the questions for champs. because that's something I want to vent about. But yeah, so price, that would be awesome. The other rumor is launch titles would of course be Mario, um, and they said that it could be a pack-in for the highest bundle, but they would have a Splatoon, um, where basically one of the big features on it is having a one versus one battle. So when you're like walking around the subway or like going to the subway to get a sandwich, and you run into somebody that also has a Switch, you can play like short little games, like like 5 minute scenarios, like really short, but it's one versus one, and then basically you battle in the Splatoon thing. I think that would be awesome. Like that sounds like a winner to me. That would definitely be a good pack-in launch title in my opinion, because everybody's gonna buy Mario. So if they're smart, why not pack it in with Splatoon and then have people buy Mario because they're gonna buy it anyways. So I think that would be a good strategy. The other rumor is that Skyrim is going to be a launch title, which all signs point to yes. Again, these are all like things that like people can guess. It's a very educated guess. I would say Skyrim's going to be a launch title, but it's actually a good thing if it is a launch title in this scenario that Zelda is not a launch title because it's an open world game, and having two open world games come out at the same time, especially when Nintendo fans in general are going to buy the Zelda Breath of the Wild game and play the hell out of that game. I think it would be smart to have Skyrim come out before that, just so that they can actually sell a little bit more units um, on there. So, another thing that I want to talk about that's not a rumor was the Nintendo Switch has the chip in there, and it's a NVIDIA, I believe they're pronounced, and they had I want to say it was an investors meeting for the like quarter 3, and one of the people asked them a question like basically like about the Nintendo Switch and like how what type of card and stuff they made for, and their response made me smile, and it made me a happy Nintendo fan, because this is the one thing that I've been saying since the GameCube. The reason why the GameCube didn't sell very well is because they lost their third parties. The Wii struggled to keep the third parties, and the Wii U just fell flat on its ass. Um, Wait, hold on one second. Oh yeah, you're probably just coming in right now. I definitely didn't say it was delayed. I may be using that terminology. I'm apologize, but they always said 2017, and I made that definitely clear when I made a game tout back in like I want to say June when I said that. I'm like they said 2017, so I hope that it's not like end of 2017. But they covered their asses. But it's just really sad that it's not a launch title. That's what makes me sad. Um, anyways, Nvidia, they basically said that that their card um, is very easy to write for, and it should be very easy. They use terminology like easy, simple to port games from PS4 and Xbox One. That's where I was like, yes, finally. It's so let's just say you're a big time developer, and like I'm Square Enix, and I'm making Final Fantasy 15, and or Final Fantasy, and or even back in the GameCube days, like so we release a game on the Xbox and the PlayStation 2, and then we look at the GameCube, and you have to downgrade everything. Like you literally have to downgrade like tons of graphics, like or like just it takes a lot of time and money to downgrade everything, and including when you're doing you have to rewrite the code because they're using a different programming language because Nintendo usually doesn't like to have the standard programming language. So when you do that, it costs a lot of money to port a game, especially if you're downgrading to like the GameCube. So is it worth the money and the effort to do that? Usually, no, and because in the instances that like for the GameCube, most people that buy a GameCube um, are Nintendo fans, and they're always just going to buy Nintendo games. Um, so where they struggle at is the third-party games are usually sell a little bit less, and so is it worth the money when the install base isn't there? Like the GameCube only sold 21 million units, and let's just say right now the Wii U is at 13 million. It's like, is it worth it to do that? So in this case, they're saying that the Switch is easier to do it. So it's going to be like it's going to cost less money, it's going to cost less time and effort, but they're still going to be hesitant at first. They're still going to be hesitant because Nintendo usually Nintendos it up, let's just say. So let's hope, let's knock on wood that Nintendo doesn't Nintendo something up. Like let's just say that Nintendo doesn't want voice chat in any of their games, and they want to have the Triforce Heroes like standard like thing with the pom poms. I was trying to do the pom poms. If they do something like that, that's bad. But for right now, what they said that it's easy and stuff like that, it it makes me happy because that's exactly what I want. I really want this console to be successful. And to be successful, they need to allow more freedom for the third parties. And that's the reason why I was very like, I really hope it's close to the power of the PS4 or Xbox One. Like the lower ends, not the Pro or anything like that. Just they don't even have to do that. The lower ends, just so that it can be easy to port, and so you know I don't have to go out and buy an Xbox to play that game on the Switch. I think it's good, and I actually do like that they're using cartridges. Cartridges is a lot more safer too. It doesn't get scratched. All right. So yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about for the Nintendo Switch. I'm going to go ahead and get into wrestling news. I just want to talk about my thoughts on the upcoming events of NXT Takeover and, of course, Survivor Series coming out the Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going to go through the matches really quick and just give you my predictions. So the main event, or the big one that they're boasting about, is Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg for Survivor Series. This one, it might be a surprise, but I am actually not a huge Goldberg fan. I've always thought I've never been into his matches. When he first premiered, he was very green. His matches only lasted for a minute, and he basically only did 4 moves. His whole career. The reason why he failed in WWE when he did his WWE run was because they basically had him do longer matches, and that's where he struggled with, because he just doesn't know how to carry a match psychology wise in a long match. In my opinion, at least I get bored, and I'm just I don't know. I just didn't like his style. So with that, Brock Lesnar's really good at what he does. I think that the latest thing where he just does suplexes, it's getting a little bit old. And I know he's a good wrestler. I know a lot of people will argue me with that. But if you look at the first 2 years that he was there, he was only in his third year of wrestling, training wise, and he was fucking phenomenal. He was fast. He was flipping. He was doing all this stuff. But he just didn't do it. He had the psychology around it. When he sells things. He'll get clotheslined out of the ring, and he will throw himself. That's why he had all those injuries and stuff like that. He always busts his head open. Have you noticed that? Because he always goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna ram my head into this post," and he does it, but he does it too hard, and he just like throws himself into it. Anyways, I respect him, but at the same time, he's a dick in real life. Everybody knows that. Regardless, this match, I don't think it's going to be like exciting wrestling wise, but for entertainment wise, I think they could do a good job. I really hope Brock Lesnar gets the win on this because I don't think out of everybody, I like the way that Brock Lesnar is just destroying competition, and I want somebody new, like somebody that can get a good rub, defeat him. I don't think Goldberg needs that rub. I think it'd be a mistake to have Goldberg win. So my vote is I want Brock Lesnar to beat and continue his streak of wins. And hopefully, knock on wood, I want to see Nakamura versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I think that would be awesome. Like I would want Brock Lesnar to go to the Royal Rumble, be in the Royal Rumble match, and then Nakamura's music come out, have that epic entrance and stuff like that, and have Nakamura be the one to eliminate him out of the match, starting their feud, and then them fighting at WrestleMania. I think that'd be fucking awesome. That's my vote on what they should do. Will they do it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So the other match that's going on, the other, I guess I'll do the lower card first, is the Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto. And if Kalisto wins, the Cruiserweights go to SmackDown. Just based on that scenario alone, SmackDown is already packed full of stuff, and them trying to fit anything else to an hour and 20-minute show, because, minus commercials, is hour and 20 minutes. I don't think they can fit the Cruiserweight division in there, and if they try to have even one match, cruiserweight-wise, everybody else is going to get lost in the shuffle of the cruiserweights. So, my vote is that Raw wins, so the Brian Kendrick wins his match and retains the Cruiserweight Championship. So, as for The Miz versus Sami Zayn, man, Sami Zayn has been just going ta-ta-ta-ta. I feel like they haven't really been giving him the ball to do anything, which is really sad. Like I feel like this match should be a lot more exciting on paper. Like I actually think that this should be like, oh my god, I really want Sami Zayn to win because I really want him to beat The Miz. But I feel like everybody just knows that Sami Zayn's gonna lose, and even if he wins, just the feeling that that he's gonna lose, just people are not into it. He's been just there. He's kind of doing what WWE's did with Dolph Ziggler, where basically it's just like, I want to believe that they're gonna do something with him, but they don't. And of course, it's early in Sami Zayn's career. He's barely been here on the roster. But I feel like they just haven't done anything with him ever since he stopped feuding with Kevin Owens. So my vote for the winner versus The Miz and Sami Zayn is The Miz retains the Intercontinental Championship. All right, tag match. My God, there's a whole bunch of tag people in here. So we have the Raw team, which is the Shining Stars, Enzo and Kaz, New Day. I don't think they have a name. Sheamus and Cesaro, and of course the Club, versus the SmackDown team of Breezango. We have is it Breezango? Breezango? Fambrizzo. We have American Alpha, the Usos, the Hype Bros, and I don't know. He's not a Beauty, but Beauty and the Man Beast. Huh, that's a lot of people in there. Does this match matter? Not really, in my opinion. But I do like Survivor Series style matches. The only thing is there is way too many people in this match, and I think it's just gonna be like just fucking chaos. I have no idea. Obviously, the team that like has the biggest star power is New Day and Enzo and Kaz are like destroying the whole roster of the cruiserweight. I mean, not cruiserweight, the tag division. So you would think that they would win, but just because of that scenario alone, um, I want to say that the SmackDown team's gonna win this one. Um, Trying to think. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the SmackDown team. Um, I want to say American Alpha and Rhino and uh, and Heath are gonna rock it in this one. But man, just looking at them, Raw should win, but I want to say SmackDown's gonna win this. So let's go ahead and put my vote down for that. The other match is Team Raw versus Team SmackDown women's match. And I'm not going to name all of them. You know all the women in there. So it's Charlotte's team versus Nikki's team. My vote is Raw's team's going to win, and the only reason why I say that is I don't think Charlotte should end her streak in the women's matches. And again, star power on here. I think that Raw's team just has a lot better wrestlers. This one should be a good match. This is a typical Survivor Series style match where I think Naomi's going to be the first to get eliminated, or Alicia Fox. Both of those, they're going to get eliminated pretty soon. Um, I think Nia Jax is going to eliminate Alexa Bliss and probably Carmella. Um, but I think at the end of this, I think they're going to have like it's going to be the four horsewomen at the very end. So Sasha, Charlotte, and Bailey on one side, and Becky on the other. And I think Becky's going to eliminate at least Bailey, but then get overwhelmed and lose while Sasha and Charlotte are at the end. That's my guess. And the final match. Well, I think this will be the main event in my opinion. Um, it's going to be Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Um, and the reason why I wanted the lower one, so the tag went to SmackDown, and then the another one went to Raw, is now they're one on one. So this is going to be the one where it's just like, oh man, they have like what team is going to win because then it either goes to Raw or it goes to SmackDown. That they should have had like a trophy or something. Uh, but yeah, so AJ Styles is fucking on top of the world right now. I think he's freaking awesome. Um, I want SmackDown to win. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, they don't do anything for me. Shane McMahon's just in there. I think he's gonna do some sort of elbow into like the announce table or something like that. But I want to see AJ Styles and Kevin Owens go at it. I really think that this is going to be the start of maybe Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens um, starting a little bit of a tiff, a little bit of a feud. So I want to say that there's going to be a lot of that going on with that. I want to say Bray Wyatt is somehow going to be is somehow going to eliminate Braun somehow. I want to say by disqualification. So I think Braun's going to like do something crazy and like get disqualified. Um, but maybe not before taking Bray Wyatt out. But Randy Orton is taking taking Rollins out. Um, I want to say Roman is going to take out Shane. Um, oh, you know what? They probably want to have the Shield for Dean Ambrose. Actually, I want to say Dean Ambrose takes out Roman Reigns and AJ. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go elimination wise. I'm just trying to play out the scenario in my head, like who's going to be like final. But I think there's definitely going to be like Chris Jericho is going to get eliminated, probably second to last from the Raw team. or second to last or third to last, but it's going to be because of something Kevin Owens does, so that they can start a feud. Um, I went over Survivor Series first because it's elimination style, but it's not like my I'm not like looking forward to it as much as NXT Takeover Toronto. That's the one where I'm freaking like excited about, and that's the reason why I have the picture right there. Um, so first match I think that's going to go onto onto the thing is going to be the Revival versus DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. That is, I think it might steal the show. That this match is going to be awesome. Like, I'm so excited for that match. You have no idea. I want Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They're one of my favorite wrestlers right now. They're just amazing. And Revival, I didn't like them at first, but just more and more seeing their matches and seeing the way that they interact, they nailed their characters, and I think they're fucking amazing. And seeing their matches with different teams, they can carry a match. They're fucking really good in the ring. This match is definitely probably going to be the match that's going to steal the show. Um, I think it is time for DIY to win the tag team belts. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa deserve to have those belts. And the Revival, I think they'll have their rematch in the next couple weeks, but then move on so that DIY can start feuding with the Authors of Pain, and then Revival going to. I want to say that they're going to go to SmackDown. I think that would be a good fit for them to go. But that will probably be like in March when they go to SmackDown, or right after WrestleMania, so April. All right, so the Authors of Pain versus TM61. I think that's the wrong people that should have been, in this match. I'm not too impressed with the Authors of Pain. I was very impressed, or I just like their style of sanity. I think that they should have probably been in this match. I wanted the Revival to win this whole thing. But then my second thing was I wanted Austin Aries and Roderick Strong to go. However, Austin Aries got injured at a house show, and he had to like I think he broke his eye socket, so he had to have surgery or something. Like he's out because of his eye injury. So unfortunately, they had to get that tag team out of there. So it leaves the Authors of Pain versus TM61. TM61, they haven't sold me yet. I don't know. There's just something about them that they're just not connecting. Because they're solid people in the ring, but so far they just haven't connected to the audience, in my opinion. I don't know. I can look away from the screen and be happy. Like that's how I feel. Like I'm like they need to do something. They need I don't know, like maybe a manager or something like that. Like that helped Blake and Murphy when they put Alicia. What's her name? Alexa Bliss in the mix. So maybe they should do something like that. Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger. I think that's going to be the second match after the Revival one. Well, I didn't say who was going to win. I think the Authors of Pain are going to win. It'll make them look strong. And again, I just hope that they get a little bit better in the ring. They're starting to show a little bit of promise, but right now they're still a little bit green. But I think they're the right people to win at least in those two teams. So Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger, both Canadians, so the Canadian audience is going to be so excited for this match. This match should be a pretty good one. They're really solid in the ring, both of them. Very classic style wrestling match. So it's not going to be anything like flips or anything like that, but it's going to be very classic as far as like the psychology and things like that. Bobby Roode wins because he's glorious. That's all I got to say about that. So Asuka versus Mickie James. Love that Mickie James is back. I'm excited for this match, like really excited for this match. But I don't think it's time for Asuka to lose her belt. So I think Asuka's going to pull a victory and keep the belt. Um, so the last match is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe, and I actually can't pick a winner on this one. I'll say one right at the end, just to throw one out there. But I literally love their guys' feud, and I think there's something to say about NXT. Like, I think maybe it's the fact that they only have a pay-per-view like every 3 months, or sometimes even shorter. Sometimes it's two, but it's usually 3 months. And and they could feud a lot better. The storylines are, I want to see the matches a lot more. And then when they do have a pay-per-view, they fucking deliver. Like, the matches are just phenomenal, and I think that's why I love the Takeover so much, because the matches are just like they're quality, and they're not, they're not banking on the stupid entertainment that Raw and SmackDown have, where they're just like, oh, let's talk about farts and stuff like that. Like, they don't rely on, stupid stuff like that, and they actually have good matches on NXT. And it's kind of like, you spend like, 2 or 3 months building these matches, these great matches, and then delivering a masterpiece at the takeovers. Whereas on Raw, it's just like, man, this is sometimes shit, just covered in gold, or what they want you to think it's gold. And then they deliver in a pay-per-view, and you get sometimes like, some there was parts of it good, whereas like NXT is like, it delivers every fucking time. So I'm always happy about that. I want to say that my guess, the obvious guess would be Shinsuke Nakamura wins, because he's never been defeated, and this is his first title defense. So Shinsuke should win, but because I really want him to feud against Brock Lesnar, that means he has to leave the NXT roster and go straight to WWE at the Royal Rumble, which is in basically 2 months. So he can't really be champion when you do that. Or what they can do is, and this is probably the likely scenario, have him win, but he goes into the Royal Rumble as champion, and maybe Brock Lesnar cost him the championship when he's fighting Bobby Roode, because I think Bobby Roode is in line of getting the championship. I just have that feeling that he's creeping up there to do that. So my guess, I love Samoa Joe, but I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura for the win. So that's those are my thoughts on NXT Takeover and Survivor Series. I'm really excited to see those matches, but we'll see how those do. Just want to make sure I wasn't getting a... Actually, hold on one second. I did get a message. It just didn't tell me. All right. All right. So, questions for champs. I'm gonna go ahead and most likely, I think the wrestling talk probably weeded a lot of people out. But I'm going to just talk about. If I don't get any questions, I want to talk about the Nintendo Mini. So the Nintendo Mini was released, apparently, last week on the 11th. And just like almost every single one of you, like 99% of you, didn't get a copy of, or didn't get the Nintendo Mini because they only made like 10 copies of it. Nintendo, you're dumb. So I just want to say this is still part of the thing where I'm just stressed out about with Nintendo. Like, it makes me sad to be a Nintendo fan, because 2016 just was not a good year for Nintendo in my opinion, or like just some of the decisions that they make. First they start off with Star Fox, and they're like, yeah, people want Star Fox, let's ruin it with motion control. Hey, people want Metroid, let's ruin it by making it Federation Force and being something that nobody wants. Hey, Paper Mario, hey, let's not make it like the Paper Mario's everybody loves. Let's make it like Superstar. Hey, everybody likes Mario Maker. Let's go ahead and strip the online from it. Hey, let's, just, even with the NX or the Switch, they're like, hey, people want to know news about it. Let's not say anything until 10 hours before we reveal it. Like, just decisions are just stupid. Nintendo is like, they are, some they do their own thing. They're a weird company, but lately it feels like they're shitting on Nintendo fans. Um, Back when they announced the Nintendo Mini, and I want to say it was in March, they got a huge, huge response. They knew that this was going to be a big launch. They knew that people wanted this, and they still didn't meet the demand. I want to say they did it on purpose because I know that they saw it coming. What I'm guessing is they wanted to do a small quantity because business wise, smart and stupid. And I'll explain in a second. So they release a small quantity so that it can be the hottest item on the market, and then release a lot more Black Friday. But everybody's going to be talking about the NES Mini and that they want the NES Mini. But that's literally where I think the reasoning is going. And in my opinion, that is fucking stupid. And I want to raise my middle finger up to them. But I love them so much, but I hate them so much too. It's like there's a whole bunch of games coming out next quarter that I'm going to be getting. I may get it. I'm going to get Resident Evil 7. I'm going to get uh, Ukulele, I believe, is coming out in quarter one. Um, Horizon, what was that called? Horizon First Dawn or something. I pre-ordered the game. It's coming out on February like 28th. I'm getting that game. Um, I think there's another game in there somewhere. But then in March, the Switch is coming out, so Mario's coming out. Let's just say the Switch is coming out in March. You never know; they might delay it. Um, Splatoon is coming out. Like I don't know. There's just tons of games coming out. So I won't be playing the Nintendo Mini later on. So if they don't meet the demand and I can't get it until February, I'm not gonna fucking get it because there's not gonna be time for me to play it. Like this is the time right now because I'm not buying Pokemon because I'm not like too huge on Pokemon. Um, Actually, this game is looking really cool actually, but I'm still like teetering on it. 'Cause I just got bored of Pokemon, even though I play Pokemon Go still. But but I'm not playing anything currently, like right now, except the games I'm playing on my LP channel. So this would be a perfect time for me to play, and I was actually very excited to. I wanted to start playing Star Tropics on my LP channel, and I'm like, oh, perfect! I'm gonna have an HD cable going to it, so I could play Star Tropics. But nope. Yeah, that's great. Let's like only make two things because we're being stupid and whatever. So yeah. All right. So here's my question: how do I get barbecue sauce out of my jeans? Boss! Let me just say, I want to snap you in two, satellite. Um, you put it in the washer, and you get some bleach maybe. And I don't know. Do I look like a laundry person to you? All right. So ruin it by making it. Yes. Still more like other M. Oh my God. I know. If you think about it, there hasn't been a good Metroid game since 2007. Damn. That sucks. Sad day for Metroid. Hey, we have the AM2R, so that was actually pretty cool. Anyways, if Mario next year is a star collecting game in the past, which would be awesome, it'd have to be 7 years since the last. I know. That is why I think I did a game chat on that. Like That is why I want a Mario Galaxy, or it's just a 3D Mario is what I want. I don't want that, the 3D Land series type game, 3D World and stuff like that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. It's it's my least favorite. Uh, and we already had 2D Mario's like so much, and they use the same graphic style. I could just imagine like they just go, all right, let's make a quick game. Okay, we made a new Mario, a new Super Mario Brothers game. No, but 3D Mario. The games are so good and so well received. They sold good. They're so well received, and we haven't seen them in so long. This is where I'm like, Nintendo, what is going on? Like, why? I don't understand their reasoning. Like, Mario Galaxy is still considered, I believe on most websites, it puts it to number one best game ever created, Mario Galaxy. Why in the world would you not make any more games? Again, like he's saying, it would be 7 years because I think the last one was 2009. So 2009, it would be 8 years when it comes out, basically. That is so bad. Yeah, because it was 2009 because I remember I was. Oh no, you know what? It might be 2010. It was the first year that I was going out with my wife. That we played the game, and we got together in 2009. Actually, yeah, it might have been 2010. But yeah, okay, 8 years. That's so crazy. Um, Nintendo. It's kind of the same thing with like Paper Mario. Like Paper Mario is such a great series, but when but when you say, "Oh man, Paper Mario 1 and Paper Mario 2 are just so great compared to, you know, these games," like just it's like this, and then Nintendo goes, "Hey, let's make a sequel to this one," and you're like, "But this one sold better, and this one's more well received, and this is the one that we write letters to you saying make a sequel to it. We want another Thousand Year Door." God, I know. I think it came out March 2010. I think, right, Satellite? Not March, May, because I want to say I was about to move to Phoenix, and now I'm in Phoenix. All right. Oh my God, I get so like my head is actually hurting. It wasn't hurting a second ago, but then I start thinking about like all the poor decisions that Nintendo makes, and I'm really kind of scared that like it's gonna bleed over to 2017 because 2016 Nintendo has just been shit, and they're lucky that another company made Pokemon Go so that they can be profitable this year. But as far as everything they're doing, it's like Nintendo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, who the fuck is in charge over there? Like, who do we have? Like, who whose dick do we have to suck in order to get some good games around here? Well, not good games because they make good games, but games that we want. Games that we want. I'm looking at the library right here with my GameCube and even the Wii, and it's just like, why? Like, why haven't they made another WarioWare? I'm like, WarioWare would have been perfect for the Wii U. I don't know why they didn't do that. Um, it would be amazing for the Switch. I really hope that they do that. Oh man, the Thousand Year Door right there. That's so great. I really hope that they change their ways. But again, it's just after having such a horrible year of 2016 leading up to the Switch, it's like, if I was a gambling man, I wouldn't put the eggs in the basket and gamble them away because, you know, if there's a trend, usually it goes that way. But I'm hoping Nintendo's gonna go, ah, ah. But then they just decide, hey, we're not showing anything of the Switch until a mere 2 months before it gets released. Why? Like, why? Yes. Oh, we don't want them to steal ideas and stuff like that. Like, why? Seriously, why? Oh my God, makes me cry. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. Um, at least I guess since there's not games coming out right now, I get to make my game Chapters of Unova. Which, by the way, next week will be because I just finished recording it. I don't know if I want to release it tomorrow or just next week. I'm guessing I want to do it next week just so that there's spacing because I'm going to be posting this tomorrow. But I did it inside chapters, so I'm going to be actually showing my inside chapters again. So stay tuned for some more sneak peeks for Chapters of Unova, which is again my Zelda fan game that'll be available to download. You could go to PeersEC if you .net if you want to hear more information about that. But yeah, please subscribe to my main channel, MBW Champion. Of course, I have an LP channel right now. I'm playing Yoshi's Woolly World. On Wednesday, next Wednesday, I'm going to start up Ocarina of Time. I literally just got everything going with that. And Friday is Fan Game Friday, which I'm playing Promised Lands. It's a Zelda classic game, and it's pretty fantastic. But I'll be doing those on the LP channel, so if you guys like LPs, tune into that. Next week, this POW is not going to be on Thursday because Thursday is Thanksgiving. I think it'd be probably a bad day to do do one of these things, especially if everybody's eating turkey over here, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm just recording something over here. But I'm probably going to be doing this POW on Monday to finish up Super Metroid. So I'll just be playing that game. And of course, in the chat, if you guys have any questions, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and answer anything that you guys are saying, or just talk along with me while I'm playing the fantastic game of Super Metroid. But anyways, I'm MBW Champion. You guys be good. Happy Thanksgiving, or pre-Thanksgiving, because I will do another POW before this. So next Monday, tune in. It's a pre-Thanksgiving episode, and I'll see you guys next time for another POW! Oh yeah, power on, guys. Later.